Hello and welcome to Women's World. Today we confront a reality many families live with but few openly discuss. Women are working, earning, contributing, yet still financial dependent. I am joined by my dynamic voices for women, Priscilla Obasi and Anita Patrick. You're welcome on the show.
Always a pleasure to be here. Amazing time here to be on Women's World.
Yeah, you're welcome. Today, this powerhouse panel brings the insight, experience, and the real life perspective to a conversation that speaks to every home and every future.
Well, across our society today, many women are working hard, sacrificing daily, yet remain trapped in cycles of financial dependence on spouses, family members, employers, or even governments. These cycles limit choices, weaken confidence, and often pass quietly from generation to the next. But what if the problem is not a lack of effort or even opportunity, but a lack of financial direction and empowerment?
Today, we focus on breaking dependency cycles, how financial coaching empowers women and transforms families, communities, and society. This conversation goes beyond the money. Yes, it does. It is about power, it's about independence, dignity, and the ability to make informed decisions.
When a woman gains a financial clarity, the impact is immediate and far-reaching. Families become more stable. Children gain better access to education and healthcare. Communities grow stronger through entrepreneurship and local investment, and society benefits from reduced poverty, stronger economies, and more inclusive growth. This discussion matters now more than ever as economic pressure rise and traditional safety nets weaken. Empowering women financially is no longer optional. It is essential. The question is whether women can lead financially, but how quickly we can give them the tools to do so. Stay with us as we unpack the role of financial coaching in breaking dependence, building generational wealth, and creating lasting social change right after the break. Welcome back to Women's World. If you're just joining us, we are having a powerful and necessary conversation on breaking dependence cycle and how financial coaching is helping women move from survivors to stability, from dependence to decision making, and from limitation to leadership. To help us unpack the practical side of this transformation, we are joined by a woman who doesn't just speak empowerment, she lives it. Joining us is Ambassador Tina Kenechukwu, a renowned business coach, financial mentor, and women empowerment advocate. She has worked with women across different sectors, helping them break free from financial dependence, building sustainable income streams, and develop the confidence to take control of their financial future. Ambassador Tina brings hands-on experience, strategic insight, and a deep understanding of the mindset shift women need to move from earning money to owning their own financial power. Ambassador Tina, it's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, ma'am. Let's start off with me shooting first on the question because I really want to learn. I want to be a billionaire before the end of this year.
Yeah, actually.
So, when we talk about financial dependency, what does it really look like in today's society beyond just having money?
All right, thank you so much. Well, I'm so excited to be here today, and usually it's an honor. I feel very excited when I'm called upon to discuss issues that borders around women, because I'm very passionate about women and children. And when we talk about financial dependency, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so we're talking about where a woman solely depends on someone. It could be a spouse, it could be a family member, you know, to cater for their financial needs and all of that. So that's basically what financial dependency is all about here.
So beyond having money, is it basically about just money?
Yeah, it's not just about money. When a woman, like I said, solely depend to be able to cater for all of their needs, including money, everything that have to do with the women well-being, welfare, and then a woman is not able to provide that for herself, and then you have to depend solely on somebody. It could be as a young child, you're depending solely. It could be as a young lady, you're depending solely on your parents. It could also be as a woman, married woman, you're depending solely on your husband. Or it could even be as a sister who is up to the age of doing something, but you're solely depending on maybe siblings or something like that to cater for both your financial needs and other needs as well.
Well, there's a whole lot of questions. Just like you said, it has to do with dependency in terms of financial strength and all that. But the question really remains, why do you think dependency remains so common amongst women despite the high level of education they have and the increased workforce participation of women? Despite that, we still see a high level of women's dependency financially on private partners, just like you mentioned, or siblings.
Okay, so the thing is that an average woman is born with an inherent cost. Let me use it that way, an inherent cost. It's a little bit, a bit complicated, but that is the honest truth. The honest truth is that as a woman, as a young child, starting growing up, and so long as you're a woman, there's already a cost that comes with it, because originally there's an expenditure as a woman you start incurring, you know, and all of that. As a woman, you need to make your hair to look beautiful. Whether you're working or you're not working, your hair have to look beautiful. As a woman, you need to, it's not all type of clothes you have to wear. There's every month you probably need to get yourself some sanitary towels and all of that. You need to get a good cream. It's not like men that you can just, anything goes, you can just even use, even if it's a bar soap, and so many men don't even rub scalp cream. And all of these things already come with it. I take, for instance, during the Christmas period that just ended, or maybe during festive period, if you have a male child and you have a female child, you realize that you tend to spend more on female children because you need to make their hair, you need to buy this and you buy that, buy ribbons and all of that. But male children, you can just take them 500 naira, you've already cut their hairs and all of that. But as a woman, it is a bit difficult. And then it cannot imagine when such person is not doing anything, you are not empowered. And these costs have to be incurred. So naturally, women have inherent costs that comes with them. So they don't have an option. These costs, these expenditures have to be taken care of. So when they don't have their own source of livelihood, they don't have option than to carry that load and put on somebody. So that is one of the reasons why we have this. It looks like it's a norm or it's something that is normal or something like that.
That's why the income women.
That's why,
yeah. Well, despite the income, looking at that aspect again, the income that even when women are making money, the honest truth about it is, for me, I am not an advocate, even though I'm very passionate about women, but I am not a feminist and I'm not an advocate of feminist movement. The honest truth about it is that as women, to a reasonable extent, women are ought to be taken care of, whether we want to believe it or not. There's this baby lifestyle, what do they call it? Soft life and all of that.
Yeah.
Yes. So every woman is born to be taken care of, actually. That's the honest truth about it. And then it feels so happy when you're not spending your own money. I mean, you're spending money given to you, either your husband gives to you or maybe somebody gives to you. And the honest truth about it is, that's how women are created, actually. Do you understand? We're actually created to, to be taken care of to an extent. It's either you have your husband or you have a partner, something like that. There's something that you're supposed to actually get as a woman. But, at the end of the day, a lot of people take advantage of that, and then because of that, you have to carry all of that load and then put on somebody and all of that, which for me, it's actually not proper. Those things are not right, our rights. If it comes to you, you appreciate it and all of that. So that is it.
I like the fact that you mentioned the inherent expenses and expenditure women tend to have because of their nature and all that. But the question still remains, is the financial dependency more about the income that's supposed to go out for people, or is it about the mindsets of the women? Because just like you said, it's our nature. And if it's my mindset, someone should take care of me, I shouldn't really do anything. Or is it about the cultural role that it plays in sustaining a woman despite whatever she has, just take care of her, provide for her? Because some people tend to abuse that.
Is it cultural or natural?
Yeah, that's what we look at. That's a result of the culture.
Well, the thing is that for me, I'm not sure there is anything that have to do with culture there. Because just like I said, so long as you were born and you're a woman, there's already an expenditure that is following you. Do you understand? So you don't have an option. This expenditure, so you don't have to be cultural for you to look good as a woman. You don't have to be cultural for you to get your sanitary pad every month, right? You don't have to be cultural for you to get a good cream and then all of that. So these expenditures are already there as a woman and all of that. So the question now is, do you actually supposed to carry all of these things and put on somebody, which is actually typically no. And that is the reason why we're advocating that women should be trained, women should be empowered and all of that. And not just only for us to, in terms of your expenditure and all of that. When they say that when a woman is empowered, you empower another person, right? Yes. So at the end of the day, you become a less burden to the society. You are able to also take care of your children. You are also able to educate your girl children to understand that you don't have to go through this direction. You can actually be able to make this money for yourself and be able to take care of yourself without even you subjecting yourself or lowering your standard, without you, because that's why, I'm sorry to digress, that's why you see a lot of young people and especially young ladies and all of that, because there's this expenditure that necessarily need to happen. You see a lot of people, they could literally do anything just because they want to make this income. A lot of women have to lower their standard. A lot of women have to do things that they ought not to do because they feel like I have to look good, I have to, cater for myself and all of that. How do you expect me to do that if I don't find my way, to get a man or to get somebody to be able to take care of all these things? And that is why we keep preaching that an average woman should have a lively source of income so that even if you decide for yourself to go into a relationship, it's not because something is pressuring you somewhere. It is a choice. I am going into this relationship because I like this person. I want to be in a relationship with this person, not because of this. You want to be dependent on that person or what you're going to get from that person.
I want to put you on the spotlight. Are you saying that, you mentioned that you're not an advocate of feminism. Are you saying feminists should not be taken care of? Or they advocate, their advocate is contrary to being taken care of? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that on that aspect is that I'm actually not an advocate for feminism, where people say that, women have to stand. Yes, women have to stand on their own and have a voice and all of that. Now, first of all, let's look at the Holy Book. The Holy Book said that women are created to be helpmates, right?
Yes.
And all of that. And then you see people say that, nowadays a lot of people will tell you that what a man can do, a woman can do much, much better, right? But when God created a man and then attached it, God did not make a mistake. First of all, the man is the head and the woman is the neck. What it means is that for the head to function, the neck have to actually make it to move, right? To support. So that means if you're coming into a man's life or you're coming into a family or you anywhere you are as a woman, you should see yourself first of all, you're coming as a partner to actually partner and all of that. For me, I want to be a woman. I like to be a girl. I like to be taken care of and all of that. I don't want to come and be struggling. I can do this. I can be this. I can be that and all of that. Just be a woman and then be taken care of.
Think it's basically about nature.
Yes.
Every woman has a nature. There are people that are natural hustlers as women.
Yes.
Yeah, it is their nature. There are some that are the baby girls by nature.
Yes.
So sometimes again it depends on a lot of factors, biological factors, environmental factors, upbringing, and all of that. People have been born into survival mode.
Yeah.
And then I also believe strongly that the whole, I believe our mothers, we say that foremothers, but our mothers were, I believe they were not feminine.
Yes.
They were fighters. They were warriors. They were not the people that, they were people that went to the farm. They were people that, they had a community. In the Igbo culture, you have the Umuadas. They have a strong voice in the society. Yeah. I feel strongly that the Western culture brought this whole femininity, cross your legs when you sit down, don't walk like this, walk like that. I don't really think it's an African thing, really, because our culture as Africans do not really promote that if you check our mothers. But again, I want to believe that we have different biological makeup. Yeah, there are women that are born with a little bit of testosterone, whatever they call it, the male hormones, and naturally, biologically, that is how God has created them. They function that way. So when we try to put people in a box and say a man should be like this, a woman should be like this, without considering the fact that we are special, we have different species, even as humans, we have different traits as humans. So when we talk about feminism or whatever it is the move is right now, people have really, I want to say, spoiled even the movement. They have abused the movement. What it actually stands for is what every modern woman in today's generation, what we are preaching right now is still on the feminism, right? Your ability to work, your ability to earn for yourself. It is not making or abusing or talking down on anybody. No, it is saying, I have the capacity to do this and I should be allowed to do it. Don't tell me because I am a woman, I lower my capacity when I have it inside of me. So utilize me. You get, that is what the feminism movement is, regardless of whatever it has been turned into.
But the thing is that in the midst of all of that, there's still a place for a woman. Do you understand? In the midst of all of that, I take myself as an example. And if you see me outside of the work, you won't even believe I can hurt a fly. Do you understand? And then I'm someone that I love to be taken care of. I love to, I have this very girly, attitude. I just want to be a woman. I love being a woman. But at the same time too, there's this very innate, very strong capacity that is within me. And then when it's time to work, I bring in my best. And in fact, I will tell you, use me. I am ready to work. And if you put me side by side with a man, I might probably even outperform that man. So what we are saying is that when it is time for you to be empowered and showcase who you are and stand up and be able to do that in such a way that you be an example to other women, and then also be a support system to your family and be an example to your children. Please, by all means, do. But while you are doing that, don't put yourself to be rubbing shoulder with a man. A woman is always a woman. So in as much as we're promoting feminism, you should always know that you are the neck. You can never be the head. When it's time for you to be a woman, please be a woman. When it's time for you to be taken care of, allow yourself to be taken care of. As a woman, when it's time for you to be emotional, be emotional. There's nothing wrong to say that as a woman, your tears should not drop. If it's time for you to be pampered, allow yourself to be pampered. If it's time for you to be pet, allow yourself to be. Then when it's time for you to be out there to showcase the stuff you are made up of, what God has put inside of you, please do it to the fullest, so that people will know that even though I'm a woman, I still have the capacity to deliver at the utmost. That is what we're saying. Let's balance this thing. Do you understand?
Yeah. I think this has been a major concern. I allow the both to just express yourself, because I think this has actually gone way too far into some female. I like the fact that you talked about the balance system. Because some of us get overwhelmed, get carried away. I'll use as an example, I'm a workaholic, and I forget the fact that I'm even a lady who needs to be pampered or taken care of. I was talking to Kia the other day and she was telling me, when would you find the time to take care of yourself? At some point, when the assistance is even given, I resist it, because in my mind I have framed my mind so I can handle myself. And trust me, there are times where we break down as women, but women who stand tall, who stand to say I am wanting to be like this, forget that nature. For instance, the first daughters have that major concern, have that major nerve breakdown that they don't realize because of the responsibility of carrying these things, the dependence on the family.
They see themselves as sisters. You don't know what I want to say.
So shoulder a lot of responsibility, the financial struggle, and so you forget where you also need to have that dependence on someone to also take care of. I think that balance really comes to
that brings me to this. What financial mistakes does women make that bring them into this cycle of they can't break out? As in, when you're struggling to make your own money, what is the common financial mistake they make to keep them stuck?
Well, the thing is that the honest truth about it is that I'm an advocate for women empowerment, and then for women to also be trained. As much as you can grow and expand yourself, please by all means do, because the honest truth about it is that things can go sour. Things can go in any direction. So the mistake that a lot of people make is that, oh, I have it all figured out. Maybe at that point when you see somebody taking care of you, you felt that there's no need for you to grow, to keep growing. There's no need for you to keep developing yourself and all of that. And then you kept quiet and you relaxed yourself and all of that. And all of that. So what do you need to do as a woman? Look for a way. Keep on growing. Keep empowering yourself. Be very unapologetic with your growth. As you see me, I'm very unapologetic with my growth. I owe nobody an apology to be the best version of myself. Because when the chips are down, you are not coming to my rescue. That's the honest truth about it. So you need to keep growing. If you need to go and take a short training for yourself, please do. If you need to go and take a course, please do. If you need to go back to school to go and study a particular course, please do. Whatever you need to do, that you know that this is adding value to you. If you need to open up a shop, please do. If you need to go and learn a skill that can even be bringing money to you, please do. If you need to get a job, please go and get a job. And by all means, you are growing, and then you're becoming better for yourself, because nobody knows that source of dependency might cease one day. So how do you cope? How do you go further from there?
I really want to ask this. How about women that have found themselves in environments that do not support their growth? Say, for example, women married to husbands that have told them do not grow. Environment, family members, maybe from in-laws, the in-law side keeps saying, do not grow. And then you are supposed to be the neck in the situation.
Yes.
What do you do
well,
as
for
the
that
neck?
kind of situation, that kind of situation, the truth about it
The
is
neck is broken.
yeah, there must be something, a missing link somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There must be a missing link somewhere. Because sometimes we women, so many women don't like to tell themselves the truth. But if you sit down and tell yourself the truth, there is no man that genuinely loves you that will not want your growth. Except that marriage already there's a comma somewhere in that marriage.
I'm asking you,
yes,
there's a comma.
Yes, there's a comma
There's
there.
comma.
Yeah.
So now, if they're in that kind of situation, no matter how a man don't want you to, some men, there's some things they're not proud of. If you want to go into a particular business and a man say, I don't like this kind of business, and you can quietly, especially for people that are married, actually we're talking about people that are married,
Yes.
because if someone that you're not married to, and then the person is
you can't
dictating to
say
you, I don't
very
understand, that
problem.
relationship breaks tomorrow, how do you cope? Do you understand? For people that are married now, and then you already know what your husband likes or not, all you need to do is sit down, and then sit down together, have an agreement, have a discussion. What would you have me do, honey? Advise me. When you are coming to your husband, come like a baby, come like someone who need an advice, come like a child. Advise me. I have XYZ on the table. Come with an idea. It's not that you're coming completely blank.
Okay, what if you find yourself in this situation that the person you're married to doesn't believe in you, doesn't believe anything good can come out from you? You have the zeal to make it, as in you want something that can make two of you grow, but he doesn't see that in you.
Well, that
What do you do in that kind of situation?
Let's not forget the fact that you can be in a situation where you used to have ideas, but you're in a toxic environment that makes you you cannot say anything, you can't do anything, and yet he's not providing the money, and he expects more from you.
It's a fundamental problem. There's a big issue there, you know. And then, of course, the Holy Book say, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Even the righteous will not be able to do anything. The only option is to pray. The only thing that the righteous
That is the problem. You're all pray.
The only option is for you to pray. But the truth about it is that
So when prayer doesn't work, that's why I always ask the question.
Yes.
Yes, the Holy Book says pray. But
when the prayer,
when the chiefs that are just like you mentioned,
Yes.
how will there be a solution to all of that? Because trust me, this is the home setting. You have children. Just like Ike mentioned.
Yes.
When the person who doesn't believe in you has given you the toxic environment and is also not bringing to the table. Don't forget the Bible says the man who doesn't provide for his man is also
Yes.
So in that scenario, when you say pray, for me I get pissed off and I hear pray.
when you pray, and nothing happens.
Yes, no excuse to prayers. It comes in his own. But let's look at practical steps. I like to work with practical and logical steps.
Because prayer is practical too. That's what we don't know.
Well, the truth about it is that a school of thought said that the best way of resolving issues is still dialogue.
Exactly.
That is the honest truth. So dialogue, where you come together. Except, like I said, there is a fundamental problem with that marriage. That both of you need to, first of all, go and sit down and deal with the issue that has to do with the marriage. But if there is no fundamental problem with that marriage, there is no man that a woman you brought into your house, you say you don't believe in that woman. No. Except because sometimes some women are very stubborn. We have to admit that fact. I'm a woman. Do you understand? Now, the truth is that when you come together as a family and you sit down, you table your reason. These are my reasons. This is the reason. Like, for instance, if I want to do, I'm not sure there's anything I want to do that is very genuine that my husband has stopped me from doing. Because I will come very calmly. I will say, this is it, this is the options, and this is the reason why I want to do that. Now, because he's in a place of unbiased state, he will be able to reason it. He's not biased, because that time I've already add one or two to my brain. Everything is working well, and I was already biased. He will look at it and look at it from an unbiased state, and will be able to say, you will not be able to handle this. And the honest truth about it, okay, if I cannot do this, what do you think that looking at me as your wife in my capacity, I will be able to handle? He will say that I think you should do well in this side, do well in this side, and then you focus on that aspect. But the truth is that sometimes we want to lord these things over our partners, and then this is it. You are coming to them to endorse. Once that thing is not endorsed, everything goes off haywire. The next thing, he does not believe in me, in my capacity.
I really do not even think that there's any woman that wants to work.
Yeah.
I'm of that school of thought. If you have all that, if you have a provider,
Yeah.
I mean, why do you want to stress yourself? Everybody wants to be baby. Don't you want to be a baby girl?
Of course.
So most of the times, it's basically because of situation, and you have seen that. Okay, this thing that this man is bringing is not enough.
Yeah.
You know that it's not enough. It's not a time for what can I do? When I know that at the end of the month my children are hungry.
Yes.
Well, you know, there are practical situations.
Yeah.
There's school fees to pay.
Yeah.
There's house rent to pay.
Yeah.
These things are not going to wait for the dialogue. Exactly. All of these practical things will not wait for you. When your landlord comes, you say, we're having a dialogue.
Yeah.
When we finish our marriage dialogue, we'll be. They ask you from the school. Exactly. Most of these things are, sometimes emotions will pour, and that is just natural, especially when you have kids.
Yes.
Most times, if it's just you alone, you can chest it. I mean, you can just. But when there are kids involved, emotions will continue to pour.
Exactly.
And sometimes you are not even in that state of the best kind of dialogue, except you have, I don't know, children.
I don't know. But let's look away from how we can sustain this. A lot of women tend to struggle when it comes to building wealth. There's a way to you get into business, you do business because you want to support us like your neck. But what's the missing link that we tend not to be able to sustain that financial struggle into a full-time wealth creation for ourselves as women?
Okay. I'm not sure I got the question.
Okay. So I say women earn money,
Yeah.
but still struggle to build wealth.
Yeah, definitely.
You've talked about wealth creation,
yes.
sustainability. So I'm saying, what's the missing skills?
Okay.
Women
most
need
times,
to, yes,
a lot
put
of
up for
women,
themselves that yes, I am struggling, I'm working, but I want this wealth to sustain. So I
Yes,
can
the
take
money
care
is
of
not
it.
coming.
Yes, it's not coming. So what's the missing
Well,
link
the
there?
thing is that, first of all, a lot of people need to identify what they are very good at and then their calling. Like I tell people, wealth creation sometimes is not just about your degree. It's not about your certificate. Sometimes those ones can be a base for you to actually get started. I feel that sometimes when it comes to actually wealth building, aside of the leverage that your certificate has given to you, there's also a potential that God has placed in your hand that if you are able to develop it, you do very well for yourself. So for me, a lot of people are in the wrong skills. A lot of people are not where they're supposed to be. There are people that are working earning salary, probably salary of 200, 500, or even up to 1 million naira. But originally, God has created you as an employer of labor. But you are in a place where you are being paid. And then it has been designed that so long as you are there collecting that salary, you won't be able to build that wealth. Because that is not where you're supposed to be. But because of insecurity, what if I leave this job? What if I suffer? What if this happen? What if that happen? And you keep continue to be there, you will not be able to build wealth. You must come to a point when you tell yourself enough is enough and you rise up. There will be rough ages. The second one is that people are not ready to pass through the process. Wealth creation is a journey. It's not something you'll be able to do overnight. There are ups and downs on the journey of wealth creation. The question is, how many of us are willing to pass through that rough route and all of that? That challenges of building and all of that. I once read a book of a man that said that it took him to start up a business up to 6 times. It was on the 7th one that he actually broke even and was able to build wealth. But how many people are ready to stay, to that point and all of that? So I think these are some of the things.
Can our economy allow you to stay? To pass through that process.
Well, yeah. Well, the truth about it is that another thing again is that is determination. You need to also determine and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and then you break out yourself, and then you start pushing something. You start building and all of that. But there's also something I want to say on this before we wrap up is that there's something that a lot of people are undermining. For me, it was recent, something a few years ago. I just realized that growing up, I grew up in a business setting where my parents are business people, and then once you grow up, you already taught how to do business. Maybe on another day we'll discuss that, But all my life, I never believed I would be able to do business because I believe that I wasn't wired to be able to do business. I don't have the capacity to convince anybody. I can't sell anything to anybody because I'm an introvert. So I wouldn't be able to do so many things and all of that. So I decided that, oh, this is not for me. I'd rather get a place where I'll work and I get paid and all of that. But eventually something happened. I found myself in the circle where I have to learn to understand business and all of that. And I realized that today I'm a business person, but I don't own a shop. I don't own a business. What am I selling? Intellectual property. I realized that God has given me some abilities upstairs that if I'm able to put them out, and I'll be able to even make more money than the person who is doing buying and selling and all of that. When we talk about wealth creation, it's not just about even buying and selling. There's intellectual property in you that if you're able to bring it out, people will buy into your ideas, people will buy into your vision and itself, and you're building from there as well.
Well, amazing. This conversation has already shown us that financial dependency goes far beyond income. It is deeply tied to mindsets, culture, and access to the right guidance. We've explored why so many women remain financially vulnerable despite working hard and earning, and how financial coaching can begin to shift that reality. But when we return, we'll move from understanding the problem to unlocking the solutions. We'll look at the practical steps women can take, the habits that build lasting financial independence, and how empowered women can change not just their own lives but entire generations. Stay with us. Women's World continues after this break. It's good to have you back. Welcome back. It's still Women's World. If you're just joining us, we're discussing the breaking dependency cycles and how financial coaching is helping women move from earning income to building wealth, from dependence to confidence, and from limitation to leadership. Before the break, we examined why financial dependency persists and the mindset barriers holding many women back. Now we turn our focus to action. The skills women need, the changes families experience when women gain financial control, and the real-life strategies that make financial independence possible. Still with us is Ambassador Tina Kenechukwu, business coach, financial mentor, and women's empowerment advocate, whose work continues to help women to take ownership of their financial future.
All right, let me start this time around. What's financial freedom? What does it look like for a woman?
Okay. All right. So, financial freedom for a woman, it's, for me, I don't like to use the word financial freedom for a woman. I like to use the word financial independence for a woman. Yeah.
A woman can never,
because a woman cannot be woman cannot be free.
Why can't we be free? Why can't we be free at least for once? What is the truth?
Because like I said, this balance, the man is the head. Can't be free. You cannot take the neck away. So there will always be this lashing on. I don't know about you people, but me, I like it. Yes, there's always been this woman. Yes, despite the fact that we're doing excellently well as women in our different vocations and endeavors, our professions and all of that. But we still have this pattern and all of that. So that money will keep coming out. So I prefer women to be financially independent in such a way that you don't have to depend on anybody. Now, what that means is that you are able to take care of your needs when you want it, as at when you want it. Do you understand? You don't have to wait on anybody. You don't have to lower any standard. You don't have to sleep with anybody because of money. You don't allow money to put you in a place where, you know, when you look back, you just realize that, of course, this thing I've done, this is not me. So that is what financial independence is all about. Come to a point where you eat what you want to eat. If you need to be on a diet, your health is a challenge. You don't need to be begging people, and then you know that this food is not good for you. I need to be on fruit and vegetable. You're able to buy them for yourself and all of that. So that is, you need to be able to walk into a cosmetics shop and then look at the cream that suits your skin without batting an eye. You pay and you get it. Other money that is coming by the side, you know that one is add-on. That is actually what financial independence for. Yeah, that one.
That's Yoruba.
What's it in Igbo? Right? Okay, so how about Jara's attitude? All right, Priscilla.
So, Ma, what does the woman's financial empowerment directly, or how does it directly affect her children and future generations?
Wow, the thing is that, beautiful, I love to answer that question a lot because, first of all, when a woman is empowered, how do they say, the nation is empowered. Whatever you do to a woman indirectly is something you're doing to the world or to the nation. Now, nowadays, there's a lot of people, especially our young people, so many people don't believe in hard work anymore because they've literally seen their parents and their mom work so hard and they don't have anything to show for it. So when you ask them to work hard, a picture will play in their head. Is it not the same working hard my mom had worked? What has he have to show for it and all of that? So at the end of the day, they felt that there's no need of doing all of these things. But the honest truth about it is that when you become an empowered woman, number one is that people look up to you. Because when they see you, you are empowered. There's something you're bringing to the table. Your children look up to you every day. And they want to be like you. They want to, you're setting a standard. They want to be like you. When I grow up, I like to be like my mom and all of that. And then society is more at peace at the same time too. You go on social media, you see a lot of things happening, women this, women that, and all of that. So, but when you are empowered, you are focused, you have something you are doing. You won't even have time for all of those things flying around and all of that. It also keeps you to be more focused. You grow yourself and you know what you're doing. So we cannot stop preaching women empowerment. We can't stop talking about it. In fact, we can't overemphasize on it. That's the honest truth. I was doing a research on the SDG goals. I mean, that is the Sustainable Development Goals. Yes, for the United Nations. And then, of course, we know that SDG 5 talks about women, and then that is equality and all of that. Yeah. Women inclusion, women empowerment, and all of that. And then there was an analysis that he did, I think it was 2024 analysis, because it was last year I did that research. And then the 2024 analysis, they were just weighing countries based on the percentage of performance when it comes to SDG. We have 30 SDGs. So, and then specifically on the women empowerment and growth, basically, which is SDG number 5, they realized that as at then, Nigeria was scoring about 40-something over 100. Okay. And we're not even up to average. So what that means is that when it comes to women training, empowerment for women and all of that, capacity building for women, we as a nation, we are still not where we're supposed to be. So what it means is that the need for women empowerment cannot be overemphasized. Yeah. Let's keep talking about it, let's keep preaching it, and let's keep living it. If you have an opportunity to mentor someone, please do. You are empowering. Empowerment is not just when you go to learn makeup, learn how to tie gele, learn how to, if you need to mentor, if you need to train, so that, generations after us keep learning.
I saw a video on social media recently. A boy was having an argument with his mom. It was so intense. And the boy was emotionally telling her, you never provide anything for me. This little boy and his mother were arguing. So some people were like, it's because you don't allow him to do this for not find himself for a hospital. You understand? So he was like, have you paid my school fees before? It's only daddy that will pay my school fees. What do you use to buy for? Talking to his mother. I'm telling you. And under the comments, people were commenting saying the father has actually allowed this. The boy is actually doing what he sees the father doing to his mother and all of that. And there are a lot of women, that are in this position. Our children really they even look up to mothers.
Yeah. Yes, more.
They feel like if my mother can do this, I can do it times 10. Yeah. Because they always believe that the father is meant to do it. But when they see a woman breaking that cycle, right, they are more inspired to want to grow, to want to run. So I'm just bringing this story I saw on the internet to share it to our viewers out there, to show how our children are actually looking up to
learning.
So boy to tell his mother, have you paid my school fees before? I mean.
So in all of this, before we call it a wrap, what role should government play in promoting financial coaching for women?
Well, for me, I believe that it's not just about governments. All of us have roles to play.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, starting with families, I will start with family first, because for you, before you become a woman, you were once a girl child.
Of course.
And all of that. And then all of those gatherings is what make up to who we are when we grow up, the attitude we exhibit, and then our characters and all of that.
That's true.
First of all, as parents and as families, what are we doing? There's a lot of job to be done. I understand that the economy is stressing everybody out, but the truth about it is that parenting gets more tougher by the day, and all of that. It gets more tougher by the day. So we need to go back to drawing board as parents and then start to capture these girls on time, and then set some discipline so that they understand that life is not a bed of roses. Teach them that they need to start to learn something at a very early age. Teach them how to save. Get a save for them, and then give them money. Let this culture start getting in the inside of them. Because nowadays, including me myself, economy has made it, and with all the insecurity and everything, we are producing half-baked children that are not ready to withstand any pressure. Anything happen, they are already there, believing that you have to provide everything. Let's say the truth, all of us seated down here, is it everything that your parents provided? No, at some point, some of us have to literally even hawk. Some of us have to literally do something. When you come back from school, straight you're going to the market to go and support your parents, what they are selling, because from there school fees will be paid, from there you're going to eat. So that is the role. Parents, whether you're a man, you're a woman, your parents, let's rise up to the occasion. And then back to the church, because the church has back to school first of all. Teachers, these people pass through you. Let me, as a young person, they spend literally, aside during holiday, do you know that a child literally spend most of the day in school? So that means you're the second parent. What are you doing? I understand that 2 + 2, 1 + 1, but what are the moral standards, moral lessons that is being inculcated in a child? Nowadays, some school institutions are where they go to do competition, who the parents is dropping off with a Mercedes Benz and all of that.
Birthday parties.
Birthday parties and all of that. So teachers should also know that we have a role to play. And then we come down to churches. Churches also have the role to play. And then to the economy, to the society, and to government. Our beckoning on the society to do what? First of all, provide an enabling environment. A society where a woman can thrive, provide security, provide light, basic amenities generally, to be able to reduce the burden of the stress and struggling. I think that would be my honest advice.
The school, everybody, but let's talk about the parts where the male folks, the families, support women without feeling threatened by the empowerment of these women. Because when women start to make the money, there's always this pain of I was one providing. Now you don't have your money and not showing yourself. Because women tend to get that kind of
comment a lot.
Insecurity.
So
insecurity.
Tend to support women when they get to make the money in the long run.
Well, the truth about it is that it also starts with us as women as well. At the point where you're getting married, especially for those that are married or ones that have partners, or maybe you are even in a relationship. money, don't shy away from this. You see, money and then financing in a family, it's one of the major topics that you have to sit down with your spouse and talk about it. Do you understand? So I think these things start with an agreement. When you have an agreement and all of that, how these things flow into the family, I'm not sure it's going to be a threat. Do you understand? I'm not sure. When a woman sees herself that whatever you are doing is a contribution to the home. If you get, how about if you make 500,000 naira and then every month you come home and you call your husband, honey, this is my salary, this is my total income, 500,000 naira. And then, no, and then no, that is why there will be an agreement.
Why men bring their own money?
No, wait. That is why I say there will be an agreement. Then the man, you already know the man's salary is also 500,000. Your own is 500,000.
That is the man that opens up to tell you exactly how much it is.
It's a conversation for another.
Okay, that's the conversation.
So I like that.
So that is why you have to discuss it before a partnership or marriage starts.
But even after discussion, it still goes sideways. Some
And
men
that's the man that lack integrity and honor. So such man will not even be.
All right, we would have loved to take more of this, but time will not permit us. Today's conversation has made one truth impossible to ignore. Financial dependence is not just a personal issue. It is a societal failure. Where women lack financial power, families remain vulnerable, community stagnate, and progress slow. Financial coaching is not a luxury. It is a lifetime. It gives women the tools to plan, decide, invest, and lead not in theory, but in real life.
Breaking dependency cycles require courage, the courage to question traditions, to unlearn harmful habits, and to demand financial literacy and access. Empowered women do not destroy families, they strengthen them.
And of course, the real cost of inaction is generational. When women remain financially dependent, children inherit uncertainty. But when women get financial clarity, they pass on stability, confidence, and opportunity.
All right, this is the challenge we leave with you today. Financial freedom will not be handed to women. It must be built, learned, and claimed. The question is no longer whether women should be financially empowered. The question is who benefits when they are not. Thank you very much, Ambassador Tina Kenechukwu, for your insight and impact too. Thank you so much for staying with us on Women Today. Until next week, I am Kike Lomo Ukere, and with me is my ever vibrant co-host.
And I am Annie T. Patrick. Thank you for being a part of the program today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.